Howdy folks, it's Turtle here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We are one leg done of the Adriatic countries bush trip. Very different format, ATC in this one, IFR, VFR, whatever you want to do. You have to start the airplane yourself, have to shut it down yourself. We've never done anything like this before in 42 bush trips. So thank you for coming back for leg 2. It's a long one. The first leg took me an hour. Let's see how long this leg takes. Let's get going. Okay, we're cold and dark again, but this time we're on the runway. Whatever. So, previous leg, a couple days ago, we came over that tall mountain, had a nosedive, canceled IFR so we can land here, because IFR goes all the way to our final destination, it appears. But otherwise, I'm enjoying this. I think we're going to do the same thing today. We'll use ATC, because we can. Why not? But now that we know what we're doing, let's not waste time, because taking an hour to do a 22-minute leg last time was way too much. So I have my checklist, my own checklist over here. And we're just going to make sure the parking brake is set, and we got to turn on the fuel selectors. Well, they're already on. Okie dokie. Both alt switches, which now I know where they are, because last time our stuff turned off mid-flight. Electric master on. Turn on our lights a little bit. There we go, so we can see what's going on. Alrighty, turn on the strobe because we're about to start our engines. Left engine master. And are we running? Yeah, my personal volume is too low. Let's jump right into the right engine. There we go. But that worked last time. It worked before. Oh, I just got to hold a really long time. Apparently. Okay. Okie dokie. Wait for glow to go out. I don't know where glow was. I forgot to look. Maybe that was a problem. AV master on. Please. Hello. Is the click spot that tiny? There we go. We're not going to do the testing or anything like that because we don't need to for this. Come on, good grief, it's that a tiny click spot right there. Okay, looks like you still have GPS, which is fine, because, I mean, there's an IFR option. So where are we going to? What did I say it was? It's a long ways out, obviously. Romeo Indigo, which, I don't even, wait here, okay, so we're going to go, oh, it's right by us, but we're going to take the long way. That's fine, I like that idea. Okay, let's do GPS like that. North is up. Oh, good, I remembered my preference. Very nice. I'm a weirdo. I prefer north up. We'll let this keep aligning itself. We want to go there. Weather or wind is on. OAT is above freezing, so we don't need to worry about icing. And I think that is all we need to do. B for barometer. That's already set. Okay. Landing lights in position because we're on the runway. And let's turn on ATC and see if we get IFR clearance again. Let's turn on ground to taxi apparently. Oh, no IFR this time. Okay, well we're going south, so let's request taxi depart to the south.
Ljubljana, ground turtle soup, Tango, 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 41, ready to taxi south departure with Sierra.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 12 via taxiway Bravo Alpha Kilo. Contact tower on 118.005 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 12 using taxiway Bravo Alpha Kilo Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Okay, well now they want us on the other runway. They want us on 12. So we're going to taxi this entire runway, which is going to take like 20 minutes. Not exaggerating. And we'll request clearance there. I guess we can't do IFR though anymore, which is fine. It was kind of exhausting to do that when I wasn't expecting to. Plus we get enough IFR flying with Formula 1 flights, so okay, whatever, I'll see you at the other end of the runway, I guess. It's not often you get to do 48 knot taxi, is it? But we're in a hurry here. We got to be somewhere. We have an hour to get there, and they set us on the wrong runway, which is hilarious. But you know what? It's okay. So let's just get ready here to slow down and burn a U-turn, which is very difficult in this airplane because they do not have differential braking set up. Differential braking is when you brake one wheel at a time. Differential, like the differential in the rear of your four-wheel drive or all-wheel drive vehicle. Your wheels spin at different speeds. Differential. That's where that comes from. And here we go. So now, normally, like right now, I would gun it either with one engine more than the other. That would work too, but I don't have that on my yoke. Or, you know, left brake being on. Okay, let's see if this will trigger the request for takeoff. There it is. Tower. Request clearance. VFR this time.
Ljubljana Tower, Turtle Soup, Tango, 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 41 at runway 12 ready for departure, departure to the south.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 altimeter 30.03 windcom departure to the south approved. Cleared for takeoff runway 12.
Cleared for takeoff runway 12 Turtle Soup Tango, 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 41.
Alrighty, before we take off, we're going to set up autopilot. And we're going to go 7,000 feet until I understand the terrain. We'll come down if we can. We're going to use nav. We're going to do vertical speed. This thing will climb much better than I thought, 1,300 feet per minute. And here we go. Flaps were already down. Already did my lights. And we're going to take off. It takes like 10 miles for this thing to take off. But that's okay. And then, actually, it's way better when the alternators are on. With alternators off, it took the entire long runway. Maybe that was the difference. Maybe that wasn't the problem. I don't know. But it's working now. Everything's working now. So, brakes and stuff. Wheels, gear coming up. Flaps coming up. We'll fly this way a little bit. And then, we will engage autopilot right now because we can. And then let's read about where we're going. Okie dokie. As we climb, please, thank you. Lift into. I am.
Ljubljana Tower, Turtle Soup, Tango, 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 41. Continue for south departure.
Alright, follow the A2 motorway as it traverses the Upper Sava River Basin, which we're clearly in, and enters the greater Ljubljana Basin, which you can tell on the GPS. That's definitely a basin. Gain visual if you want, just like before, pause and read this. It's kind of long to read out loud to everybody, so just pause, read if you want to. 300,000 people. Primary landmark is the castle. Okay, so we'll look for a castle when we get going here. 3.5 minutes away, so we'll look for a castle. After that, we're going to explore the city from above. Turn southwest and gain a visual on the river and the A1 motorway, which parallels the river, which is right through here. So we're going to look at the city. I'll have a lot of sightseeing there for you. Then we'll follow this river. How high do we need to climb, do you think? I probably don't have to go 7,000 feet. We're going to, though, which means it's going to be kind of hard to see the castle in the city. But actually, let's do this. Let's do a measly 4,000 right now. And then we'll climb later. How about that?
Ljubljana Tower, Turtle Soup, Tango, 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 41 frequency change.
Alright, so we will we'll climb during this part. How about that? So we'll look for the city, look for a castle, we'll climb along the river. The town lies along the river, population, archaeologist 5,000, and then that'll be here. And then we start climbing into the Alps, so then you hear my voice again when we start to climb back into the Alps, I guess. Okay, so without IFR, this is a very different experience than the previous leg. That was exhausting. We missed everything in the previous leg, but it was fine. It was a different way to do it. But there's the big old city in front of us, so let's do some sightseeing, and when we turn, we'll start climbing, get over the mountains, and then along the ocean, so catch you in a little bit. we just went over our other town and along the river, and we climbed to 7,000 feet or so quite easily without any effort at all. So we're going to stay at this altitude until we clear those next set of mountains. Well, not the next set, but the mountains in front of us. And then we'll come back down, I think, along the water, because we have just water stuff until we get to our destination. So we'll go very low so we can see things much more nicely. So anyway, 2.5 minutes out from the next waypoint. Let's read about where we're going. Back to a format we're kind of used to. So we went over that town just now, and you can read about it again if you didn't before by pausing the video. I'll show you everything. You can pause here and read it, and then you can pause here and read it. And so, whoopsie doopsie. So now we're headed, well, we're a little bit ahead of ourselves. Because it's, no, hang on a second, because it goes to the north. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. That was way back here. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Yeah, so then we're going to looking at this. Slightly to the north, I guess. Going to follow the southwesterly course and continue to follow the road, which is what we're going to do here. Continue over the Adriatic Alps, which we're entering right now. Let's go like this, we can see them. And then we're going to go to the Gulf of Trieste, the northeastern extremity of the Adriatic Sea. It comes more sharply into view with each mile pass over the river. It's at the town of Kozina at the intersection of motorway A1 and 7. It's a town that formed with the construction of the railway in the area. So we'll look for a railway there. And then we're going to keep reading because there's so much here. Adjust course and go all the way to the water, basically, on the border. You can read about the if you want to. Oh, my ankle just cracked. You probably heard that on camera, on microphone. Adriatic's coastline. We can pause and read. 25,000 people, largest city on the coastline, and only commercial port. Known for its beauty and attracts tourists and skinny dippers throughout the world. All right. Let's keep reading. Then we'll follow the coast more. Small town of Isola. Let's look out this way and get this side some love, by the way. There we go. Small town of Isola, an ancient Roman port. Then reach the coastal city, which lies on a small peninsula. And then I think, yeah, so I think we'll look at those few cities and then look at the city on the peninsula. And this is when I'll come back. Main tourist destinations. So we're gonna fly around. Then we get to the peninsula. We'll come back and read more because whoops, there's a lot going on. So enjoy some more sightseeing. I won't make it too long for you. A couple minutes though. Probably there's a lot to see, and I'll see when we get to that peninsula, which is going to be way down here. I'll see you down here. Alright, I have us coming down to 4,000 feet. The peninsula I was reading about was this one out here, not way down there. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just wasn't paying much attention to myself. So when we get down to 4,000 feet, we'll adjust our speed and go as fast as we can without overspeeding. Let's hop outside. It is super beautiful here. And there's the peninsula we just read about. Tourist destinations all along here. And this is the only commercial port right there. Or back there, sorry. And mountains in the background. Along the Adriatic Sea. Just gorgeous. I was amused by the servers not giving me the city fast enough back there. And it's all jittery, but whatever. What can you do? My computer has nothing to do with their servers not giving us information. So, let's continue reading along here and see what is coming up. I'm going to keep an eye on my speed though, so I'm going to keep this view for right now. I really wish these would stay collapsed like they used to in the olden days. That would be nice. Alright, turn southward and fly over the Gulf of Piran, shared by Slovenia and Croatia. Pass into Croatia, I'm so excited, and then continue on course over the western side of the island. And let's get some more speed going here. Gain a visual on the bay in the town of Novigrad, which lies on the north side of the bay. Pass over Novigrad, boasts architecture and streets. A little change from the medieval times. Then we're going to keep going along the coastline. Western Istria, flying over numerous small bays, islands, and islets. Then there's a city of Rovinj. That's pretty exciting. I'm so excited about this. Captured by the Romans and incorporated into their empire. Very cool. Let's keep reading. Cape Kremajak. Follow the coastline and pass 14 islands just off the coast. Paula, once the stronghold and port of the Roman Empire, is renowned for its well-preserved Roman buildings. There we go. Cape is known for secluded coves. Then after the Cape, we'll keep going to another cape, or same cape, then turn northeast and follow the coastline. Large natural inlet. Okay, we're going to keep reading because this is an hour-long flight. So we're just going to keep going here. If I stop and read every single time, it'd be a 2-hour video. And then, yeah, keep going. And then we're going to turn over the bay, and we're going to go inland of Croatia, and comprised of thousands of islands. Although geographers disagree on the exact number. Crest is the largest island. Alrighty, 40 miles long. Cool. Pause and read about that if you want to. The Greeks and the Romans. So we're going to fly until we get to that big O island. How is 4,000 feet looking, by the way? It's looking fantastic. Alrighty, so we're going to fly until we get to the big O island, which I assume is here? Right? Has to be. It's not there. There's another island there. There has to be this island here. Right? I don't know. When we get to an island that looks like the picture, that's when we'll talk again and we'll prepare to land. So we're going to fly all of this, look at all the cities, bays, islets, islands, enjoy all that stuff. We'll get it all in the sightseeing, and then I'll see you when we get to the Long Island that matches the picture. So, see you in a little bit. Howdy, folks. And up ahead is a huge island, so things are working out the way they're supposed to, and that is quite an island. Wow. And it's hilly too, of course. That would make sense, wouldn't it? So let's read about the next few things, then we'll come into land soon. And that'll end our hour-long leg, which has actually been quite enjoyable without the ATC rattling off in our heads. Alrighty, so we went through everything. We're about to head over the big island, adjust course slightly north and fly over the bay, the northernmost portion of the Carver Bay. Gain a visual on the right side course is primary seaport and third most populous city. You can read about this and its strategic interests over centuries by pausing the video if you want to. That's too much for me to read. I have to save my voice. Due to being an excellent port location, inland routes, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. I'm reading this to myself, I just can't read it all to you. You can pause if you want to. Croatia, like Slovenia, became independent in the 1990s with the dissolution of Yugoslavia. I remember that. Croatian War of Independence, yep. City was named European Capital and Culture in 2020 alongside the Irish city Galway. Alrighty, so we're going to go over some important pieces of land there, and then turn and skirt the coastline, gain a visual on the northern tip of the Isle of Kirk and Rijeka Airport. Although set on an island, the airport is easily accessible from the mainland due to the bridge located adjacent to the airport. Land at the airport and bring this portion of the trip to an end. But we still have 3 legs to go. I think I'm going to make those 3 legs into 2 videos though. So 2 videos after this one. So make sure you're subscribed so you know when those drop and all that good stuff. But one thing at a time. Let's finish this one. We're going to fly out, come around, we'll look for the airport and land. We will use ATC to land if I remember. Lima Delta Romeo Indigo. Let's see if it's on here. Romeo Indigo number 2. Whoa. No, it changed on me. Romeo Indigo is now number 1. Tower. Request full stop landing.
Rijeka Tower Turtle Soup Tango 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 4117 miles southwest 4,000 feet to land.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 Rijeka Tower. Altimeter 29er.9, 6 wind 286 at 5. Make left downwind runway tree 2.
Enter left downwind runway tree 2 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
So that means we'll come around here, go along this side for left downwind to turn left to land on 3-2. So that's how we're going to handle that. We'll do that all by hand, obviously. Piece of cake. Enjoy another minute of sightseeing or so, and then we'll land this airplane. And up ahead is our important city. We'll get there in a moment. Then we'll make our sharp turn to the right and land at the airport, which is right there. But we'll do a downwind to the right of it to make a left traffic pattern onto 3-2. Well, everything's looking good. You cannot believe how fast these hour-long legs go. I'll look at the roads along the edge here. I bet those are scary to drive. Sometimes these hour-long legs feel the same as like a 22-minute leg. It's really interesting how that works. If I get really into a groove and really enjoy what I'm looking at, then it makes it easier and more enjoyable and doesn't seem to be very long whatsoever. So we'll let autopilot do its thing here, as long as it doesn't put us into the mountain, which it shouldn't. And then we'll take over ourselves and land this thing. And we're about to turn away from the city, so let's look outside so we can have a better view. There we go. It's not actually bringing us all that close to the town, is it? That's huge. It just sprawls all the way out there, around the corner. That's just crazy. Alrighty, well, as fun as it is time to land an airplane. So let's turn off autopilot flight director. And let's take over here, be a little more assertive with our turn. And then bring back throttles a little bit so we descend a little. And there's the bridge they were talking about right there. 2 spans on that bridge. About to enter the island here so that we can land. And can we get a little bit more view? Not too much, but there you go. Okie dokie, we have a plane to fly, so let's pay attention here and look at that island. I just said pay attention and I'm not. Anyway, Europe is so beautiful. All of Europe is beautiful. I'm talking about the way the land is. And then the cities and towns, of course. I'm always scared. I've always been scared to travel to Europe. Just because I'm afraid of doing something illegal and not knowing it's illegal, or being super rude, a typical rude, ignorant, naive American without trying to be a typical rude, ignorant, naive American. So those are the things I worry about, which is why I'm scared. Like, I would love to go to the beaches of Croatia, but like, I'm scared of like culturally offending people and all that stuff, and I don't know. I'm so not a typical American in the first place that I would hate to become one and all that stuff, and I don't want to, get in trouble in another country. So anyway, my wife has traveled all over Europe in grad school, after grad school, did a lot of crazy things, and she was fine. But I think she was fine because she was just naive to everything. You know what I mean? Sometimes that does work in your favor, but I don't know. I've been to Canada, I've been to Mexico now, but the hotel zone in Cancun, that doesn't really count to me anyway. Quite some elevation on that island. Must be beautiful. Alrighty. Yeah, and culturally I feel like people in Europe kind of have it more together. I don't know, it's just different. I want to go someday, maybe after my heart surgery and kids are off to college and things settle down with my new income. Maybe we can plan a trip like that. But right now, Flight Simulator is how I get there. Alright, gear down, first set of flaps. A little early on the flaps, but I'm slowing down. And we should get our landing clearance pretty soon. And we'll burn a U-turn and land on that very long runway. Should have no problem at all landing here. 1,000 feet is a little low, so let's go back up to 1,500, which is a good pattern altitude, I think. And then once we get our clearance, which should be any second now, we'll prepare. And where'd that bridge go? There's the bridge, about to disappear. And there's the airport. Better not disappear.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 wind 286 at 5. Cleared to land runway tree 2.
Clear to land runway tree 2 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Gear down, full flap. We're going to give ourselves a very short final, because that's all we need. Make an aggressive U-turn here. Keep our speed up, though. And don't descend too much until we get there. It's a very long runway, so we don't have to clip these trees or anything. You need full throttle to do anything when you got full flap on this thing. Man, this is hard to see when you've got lack of peripheral vision, but we'll be okay. Just being careful of our speed. Here we go. Pretty straightforward, even with the short final. That's plenty good. A little bit of crosswind from the right, not much though. We could do right air lane down, left rudder, right main touching to do crosswind landing, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's negligible. There we go. Speed's a little slow, but we'll be okay. And here we go. Coming in. And throttles back, start the flare. Tease that stall horn, ground effects. And any second now we can touch down, please. There we go. And main down gently. Flaps in, no brakes because I want to roll us out. Because remember, we have to shut down the airplane in this bush trip for all of these, so we can't just stop here, it won't count. I think all we have to do is hit the master switch, but I like to do things more thoroughly. And coming up on our taxiway already. There we go. And let's get taxi lights on. Turn off the other lights a little early, but whatever. There we go. Alrighty. They'll give us instructions here.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 contact ground on 119.0.
119.0 Turtle Soup Tango 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 41. Rijeka ground Turtle Soup Tango 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 41 request taxi to parking.
Turtle Soup Tango 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 for 1 taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Bravo.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo Turtle Soup Tango 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 41.
Bravo is our only option. And we're on Bravo, obviously, because I turned around and looked. So we have to find our parking people. They could be anywhere. Let's see. Do you see them? I don't see them. Oh, I think they're behind that fire truck. I think. No. Where are the parking people so we can park? This is the hardest part of these bush trips, or this particular bush trip. Is finding the right parking spot. Although it might let you park anywhere now. And you just turn off your master and accounts, but for a while, they're in front of us. For a while it was, you had to park where they wanted you to, or it wouldn't count your flight. Those days I think are gone, but anyway, I think we're gonna go here. So we need some more room to make that turn. And, oh wait, do we have to like make a U-turn to park in there? How do you want me to do this? Yeah, we gotta like make a U-turn here. Hopefully there won't be a collision with that fire truck. I don't know if it counts or not as a collision, but oh boy. Why are they facing the other way? Oh, that was close. Okay, they want us to turn. Yeah, they want us to turn right here. I guess we can do that. Okie dokie. Yeah, is this what you want? They're telling me to stop. Okay, I'll stop right there then. Set the parking brake, come down here, turn things off. And see if this will count our flight. And here we go. Count it, please. Yes, it did. Alrighty. Well, 7 minutes, 8 minutes longer than it's supposed to be, but that's fine with me. So subscribe so you know the next leg goes live. And hit the like button so people know when that we're doing this. There we go. That's how you say that, and I'll see you next time.